Hello, friends, this is Asma, and today I'm talking about the food we make in Ramadan time, the fried items particularly. Now, what is most common that we make is bhajiyas, samosas, puris, fish and chips, fried chicken, um, and we might also make other dishes in the related dishes like vegetarian and non-vegetarian biryanis and things like that. Now, the main trouble with eating fried food is not just the calories, but also um, the carcinogenic elements that come from the frying of foods. And so I try to keep it as minimum as possible. So if somebody wants to have the fried item, I would just have it as a starter, like one or two samosas or one or two bhajiyas, and that is not daily. That will only be like every third day or so. And if I'm making bhajiyas, I'll just use one potato and maybe some onion and some chilies, or I will use two bananas, the raw bananas, and then the way I do it is just brush it with the masala, which is salt, turmeric, chili powder, coriander powder, and cumin powder, and then make a batter with gram flour, chickpea flour. Add water to remove all the lumps first, little at a time, and then put some salt in it and maybe a slight amount of baking soda, and then leave it aside for a bit, and then coat it completely and deep fry it. The I recently made some banana ones and also stuffed peppers. Just slice them 1 centimeter thick and then make a stuffing with the boiled potato and similar spices, and put a little tempering of mustard seeds and fill it completely as a layer within the 1 centimeter thick portion of peppers, and then coat it with the chickpea flour batter, the besan batter, and then deep fry it, and then serve it with some green chutney. The green chutney is usually coriander, green chili, and salt, and maybe a little bit of lemon juice in it. So, this is our simple fried item for the fast. Basically, we start eating with the date. So we say our prayer and then we eat a date and then drink water and then some fruits and juice, and then we go and do another prayer, and then we come back for our main meal. And for the main meal, I prefer just a simple, healthy main meal, such as a roast dinner. 2 or 3 times a week, I would like to have a roast dinner, which is a roast chicken meal with roast vegetables. So the idea is to fill up more on vegetables, and that is healthy for you as well. Some juices, which is fruit juices, some smoothies, including yogurt with vegetables or fruits. I try not to use any sugar at all throughout Ramadan. If I have to use a sweet ingredient, I'd use date pulp, or I'd use jaggery if I have to use. Just about once in the whole of Ramadan, I'll make something using jaggery, and then a few times I'll use date pulp. And then in our roast dinners, we have the sweetness from parsnips, carrots, and natural things. So, this is how I like to keep the dinner time. The other thing we have that is through the year is fish and chips. And every time I buy fish and chips from the chip shop, which is the tasty fish and chips, I end up with some kind of sore throat or change in my voice, and that's because of the old oil. So when they are frying hundreds of fishes and chips, they use the same oil for a week, and it's not only getting rancid perhaps, but also frying different items and leaving that oil breeds the carcinogenic elements, and if we eat those, we are likely to get cancer. Our body cannot handle so many free radicals. So the whole idea is to reduce the amount of fried foods that we have. um, and try and eat more baked or steamed vegetables. I prefer steamed vegetables even more than baked vegetables because that retains its flavor and texture. Whereas with baking, again, you can char it, you can make it black, and that is again carcinogenic. It can give you cancer. And so try to eat as healthy as possible. Drink water. Hydration is very important. So if we are not fasting, on the days when we are not fasting, outside of Ramadan, try and drink every 2 hours. So take a 2 hour break, and in the 2 hour break, try and do some breathing exercises, or if it's prayer time, then pray. Take your mind completely off the task, and then drink a glass of water, and then that will help you control your hunger as well. And then when you're really hungry is when you have the main meal, and then have two fruit snacks through the day, or time your main meal for after work or at lunchtime. That is your main meal, and then you can have two fruit snacks to just not feel hungry, and drink a lot of water, and drink skimmed milk, and drink juices with water, diluted with water so they're not too strong. um, have vegetable smoothies with yogurt, and just count the calories so you don't go overboard even with the good things, because sometimes people say that they eat a lot of the good things, they eat a lot of seeds and nuts, and they are not able to lose weight. So measure out or just count out the number of nuts you want to eat, like 10 or 15 cashews or 10 or 15 almonds, rather than just having the whole bag full. And about chocolates, dark chocolate, they say, is good for us. However, I try not to have any sugar, so I miss out on chocolate. I did not eat too much chocolate in India, very occasionally, and I don't eat too much mithai either. But I compensate that with just fresh fruits. Fresh fruits have their own flavor. Nature has given that flavor to fresh fruits, so we don't need to really cook it. It's all ready, and you can save time. You don't need to cook, and you don't need to add sugars. You just buy the fruits and wash what you can. You can't wash bananas and pineapples. You just cut them and you take the pulp and eat them. I think it's the nature's fast food. That is my fast food. I'm not a very big fan of chips, although I eat a few with the traditional British fish and chips, because it all goes with the flavor. And then the only spice we use is salt and pepper and vinegar on the fried cod. Usually it's cod. And every time, as I said, I eat from the chippy, I feel like my throat's not the same. So I would like to make it like an annual thing, just once a year, rather than once a month or once in every 2 months that we do. Um, the other things that I take care is the fat amount in the meat. So we try to get the lean meat, especially when we're getting lamb or beef. We try and get the lean meat only. And again, if it's a red meat, we try to keep it just about once a week. I would like to reduce the amount of meat I use anyway, because I feel like we should just eat the most minimum amount of animal proteins or animal fats. And if I can manage with an egg, then I don't go for the meat. I just have a boiled egg, or sometimes have two boiled eggs, and I count the calories. So I've also cut down on the eggs, although a lot of Slimming World and other diet platforms recommend you can eat a number of eggs. You can eat even 4 eggs, and that would help you lose weight. So if I wanted to lose weight, I would increase my amount of eggs, because that will make me full up, and I won't go for more chapatis or bread. I've cut down on bread as well. I used to have just one slice, occasionally one slice, but now I don't even have eggs. So my downside is roti, because I use roti instead of bread, but I'm trying to cut that down as well. So just cutting down and eating just a handful of rice with vegetables and meat, because as we grow older, as we grow on the other side of 40 and 50, our metabolism slows down, and what we can do is exercise more, work more, and try and build the muscles and try to build the bones, so that your body structure gets the support of the bones and the muscles. And for doing that, you need to eat the right foods that will go to the bones and they'll go to the muscles, and do the right exercises that will help strengthen the bones and muscles. Because for women especially, you can have osteoporosis on the other side of 50. Your bones can start losing the mass, and I believe the best way to put the calcium back is not through calcium tablets, but through dietary form of calcium, which can be from a vegetable source or animal source, or such as bone broth, or you can have dairy, but everything in moderation. You don't want to go overboard on anything. As long as you have a portion every few days, you're fine. A bone broth can be made into cubes, and you can use that to add to the curries or to add to your non-vegetarian dishes, and that should give you enough calcium to keep going. Hopefully, you'll find my videos interesting. I just talk from my head. I just talk what I have learned over the time, and hopefully, we can interact and share more information. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. Bye.